Hi guys, I'm going to show you guys how to go ahead and make these larger than matte cardstock cutouts. This is just a picture of some of the ones I've done in the past. These were for my son's first birthday. So blue here, she's 36 inches tall. The other guys here are 18 inches at their longest. So you can see the dollar bill here for size. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how you can make your own larger than matte cutouts. So I've decided here I'm going to go ahead and make this pumpkin. And as you can see right now, he has a width of 6 inches by about 5. So I'm going to go ahead and increase this up. I'm going to do 25. So now he's really big, so I'm going to go ahead and go down here and zoom out so I can see my whole project. So I've got 25 by 21. So now some of these pieces may be able to fit on our longer mat, our 12 by 24, but they won't be able to be cut on a standard piece of cardstock. So what we're going to have to do is cut these pieces apart by slicing them so that way they can fit on our standard 12 by 12 mat and also on a standard piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and ungroup this in my panels bar. Go ahead and ungroup. And just give it a sec. Catch up. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off everything except our black base. So I'm going to go over here and just shut all of these pieces off except for our black base at the bottom. Okay. So I have this black base, 25 by 21. It won't cut on our mat or on our cardstock pieces. So I'm going to go over here on the left side to shapes. I'm going to go ahead and enter a square. I'm going to go ahead and make the square 11 by 11. So up here in the width and height, just 11 into 1. And because this is locked, it's going to make the other one 11 as well. So this is just going to ensure that our cuts will for sure fit on our mat and then within the Cricut cut dimensions, which I know varies by browser. I believe on some browsers it's a little bit more, but I'm using Google Chrome, and so I know 11 by 11, anything in that range will cut and also fit on a standard piece of cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and just make a bunch of duplicates of this, that way I don't have to keep entering in squares as I need them. I'll just have them on hand over here. And I'm going to go ahead and take this guy, I'm going to go up to arrange and move him to the front. So now when I move these squares over, see how it goes behind it, so that way I can see exactly what's fitting in there and how I can cut. So now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just pick an area to start with. I'll go up the top here. That looks to be a good spot. I'm going to see how much of this I can fit in my 11 by 11. We've got that there. And then I'm going to hit Shift and then select my pumpkin. So now I have both my square and my pumpkin selected, and now this option down here, slice, comes up. See, if it goes away, if I have just the square or just the pumpkin selected or just my square, it's not there. So when I shift and click, I have two items selected, both my square here, see how it's a little bit darker gray? My square and my pumpkin are both selected, and I can slice. So I'm going to go ahead and slice. And then I'm going to keep this black piece, I'm just going to move it kind of up and out of the way. And I'm going to go ahead and delete these gray pieces. So now I have this 11 by 11 piece, and it's going to be able to cut on a piece of cardstock. So now I'm going to go ahead and do that again with the rest of what's left of this big piece. Just get as much as we can to fit in here. Get close to the edges. There we go. I'm going to shift and click to select the two pieces and slice. And then we'll move the black up to reconnect up here, just so we can get an idea of where everything is sitting and get rid of these. So here's kind of what's left. We're going to go again. So let's go to this, let's go down here. Really don't want that super thin piece. Okay, and slice. And I'm going to move the black piece back up with the rest and get rid of the gray. We probably have a couple more with this here. Let's go ahead and go up here. Wonder how much we can get to fit. Yeah. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go up here. Let's get as much as we can. Shift and click so we have the slice option and go ahead and slice. And this will just be kind of trying it out with what you're cutting to see kind of what areas work best for what you're cutting. So this is still 14 by 11, so it is still too big. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut some of this out over here. So it's going to be whatever's going to work best for the piece that you are working on, and however you want to make your cuts. So there we go. We've got this big piece right here all built together, but now it's in pieces, so it's cuttable. So then I'm going to go ahead and go back to my layers that are off and turn these back on. Let me go ahead and move all of this. Well, it's going to connect this. Okay. I just want to move all of this to the back. That way this comes up to the front. Okay, so this is 10 by 15, so this piece is too big. So let's just see if we can, cut it kind of in half. Okay. So we can go ahead and place this back over here, partnered up with its other piece, and then we'll go down to the next one. This is 6 by 14, see it is too large as well, so we're just gonna see if we can go ahead and just cut this in half so both pieces are manageable. One isn't too small. And then go ahead and place them back on here just so we kind of have an idea. And we can also use this as our guide when we're putting it together. If these are placed back kind of in an order, it'll make it easier for us to use it kind of as our puzzle guide to put these back together. I'll be doing it on the floor, but wherever it is that you're putting them together. So just continue on with all your layers, all your pieces. Make sure everything fits on that standard mat. And so I'm almost out of squares here, so I'm just going to select this guy and go back over and duplicate some more. I know I have at least a couple more pieces over here, and then I need to check the stem up here. So I'm going to continue with the orange pieces first. So we know that piece is fine. He is small enough that we do not need to worry. So it looked like this piece, not that piece. This little piece probably goes over here. If I go ahead and go to the green now, so this piece is 6 by 7, so it doesn't need to be messed with. It is perfectly fine the size that it is, as I have a feeling these other pieces will be as well. So this is about 1 by 1. So again, this piece will not need to be, where did it go? Not need to be bothered with at all either. So it's going to go up here. And then we just have the rest of the little stem. And it's 4 by 5, so again, it does not need to be cut either. So it looks like this little orange piece goes right back here. Okay, so here's our pumpkin. We're gonna go ahead and get this cut. So what I do is, as I'm cutting it, as I'm taking them off of the mat from being cut, I'm going to lay them down on the ground right side up so it looks just like this image on the ground. It's going to be in a bunch of pieces, so I'll come back after I get them all cut and show you how I go about getting these put together. To go ahead and show you, I forgot to show you, so before I go to make it, I'm going to get rid of these extra squares that I no longer need. So now when I go to make it, it's going to pull up my various mats. So now you can see how I have these different pieces are going to cut individually, just how we made it, which is going to make them capable to be cut and then be able to put together. So this ending piece is going to be, what did we make it, 25 inches in width and whatever it was in height. So you can see these are all the different pieces we're going to need. So we're going to have 15 mats to cut. So now I'm going to go ahead and get these cut. I'm not going to show them, it is going to take a while. If that is something that you would like to see, if you're new to Cricut, cutting things for the first time, using the mats or anything like that, go ahead and just let me know and I can make a special project just to go through showing you this stuff, settings that they need to be put on, how to send them to your mat, and then what it's like for the machine to cut them out and how you go ahead and take those off of your mat once they're complete. But for now I'm just going to go ahead and end this video, this portion of the video, get these cut out, and then I'll be back to show you how to get these put together to make your larger than mat project.